Why does swings and roundabouts mean gains and losses that offset each other? I know swings and roundabouts means gains and losses that offset each other, but I can't understand. Any story behind this?
When children play at the park, their time on the swings for unexpected reasons may be curtailed, so they are allowed extra time on the roundabouts. So what they lost on the swings, they gained on the roundabouts. The metaphor is in wide use in Britain for almost any instance where one needs to point out some compensatory effect that has taken place. The breakfast was poor in the hotel, but there was a sumptuous supper. So what we lost on the swings? It is all explained by the Free Dictionary.
The full expression is, what you lose on the swings, you make up for on the roundabouts. Its origin is from the fairground. For whatever reason, the fairground owner may be losing money on the swings, but gaining it on the roundabouts. So the situation is balanced. For example, they're giving everyone a pay rise, but now we're all expected to work longer hours. So, swings and roundabouts, really. It's closely related to the other expression. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Which also means that two things are roughly equal when all the pros and cons are totted up. However, this one is more likely to be used when you're weighing up the situation before a decision is made. If I get the first train, I'll arrive too early and have to wait, but if I get the next train, it will be really full with all the commuters. It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
The expression comes from the poem Roundabouts and Swings by Patrick Chalmers. The poet was an Irish banker who worked in London around 1900. It's about an encounter with a gypsy, pharaoh, a travelling show. It's a great poem. It was early last September night a Framlingham-on-Sea, and 'twas fair day come tomorrow, and the time was after tea, and I met a painted caravan down a dusty lane, a pharaoh with his wagons coming jolt and creak and strain, a cheery cove and sunburnt, boldo eye and wrinkled up, and beside him on the splashboard sat a brindled tarrier pup, and a lurcher wise as Solomon and lean as fiddle strings was jogged in the dust along his roundabouts and swings. "Good day," said he, "good day," said I, "and how'd you find things go, and what's the chance o' millions when you runs a travel-in show?" "I find," said he, "things very much as how I've always found, for mostly they goes up and down or else goes round and round." Said he, "The job's the very spit o' what it always were, it's bread and bacon mostly when the dog don't catch a but looking at it broad, and while it ain't no merchant kings, what's lost upon the roundabouts we pulls up on the swings." "Goo luck," said he, "goo luck," said I, "you've put it past a doubt, and keep that lurcher on the road, the gamekeepers is out." He thumped upon the footboard and he lumbered on again to meet a gold dust sunset down the owl light in the lane, and the moon she climbed the hazels, while a nightjar seemed to spin that pharaoh's wisdom o'er again, is sooth of lose and win, for up and down and round, said he, goes all appointed things, and losses on the roundabouts means profits on the swings. allpoetry.com.
I have just read the poem Roundabouts and Swings written by Patrick Chalmers and published in 1912, which user 160,355 mentions. This URL. The third and fourth lines in the second stanza, where the pharaoh, gypsy a gypsy, answers the question. How'd you find things go? With. I find things very much as how I've always found, for mostly they goes up and down or else goes round and round. Confirm what I intuited, before having a look at the website below. On the swings or seesaws, what the person at one end of the plank or beam gains, height, here, the other loses in equal amount, whereas on roundabouts or merry-go-rounds everybody remains on the same level. A bit subtler than gaining on one machine what you lost on the other. You get by anyway, with ups and downs at times, and with nothing changing much at other times. The third and last stanza ends with the line. And losses on the roundabouts means profits on the swings. The same machines are used again, in a less graphic manner, no longer to do with the way they move. The idea is of a bad investment, roundabouts, expensive machines to buy and work, and a good investment, swings, inexpensive machines, worked by the users themselves, one making up for the other. Am I doing the splits between poetry and banking? The poet, Irish, was a banker in London, after all. This URL.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.